What if an entire lifetime of connection, of real love, could be packed into a single flight? That's what we're getting into today, a story that pushes way past theory to show us what love really looks like under the most intense pressure you can possibly imagine.
It's a pretty wild question, right? But that's the whole idea behind the novel that brings our two main characters together. So let's jump in and see how their story just might challenge everything you and I think we know about time and human connection.
So, the scene is pretty simple. Just a regular plane cruising thousands of feet up in the air. But what starts out as a totally routine flight, well, it quickly becomes the setting for this extraordinary connection, one that's about to be tested in the most profound way possible.
First, we meet Mark. He's a 28-year-old artist. And yeah, he's talented, he's successful, but when it comes to love, he is a complete skeptic. His whole worldview is crystal clear right from the start. Love is just an illusion, a vulnerability he has absolutely no time for.
And then there's Nardine. She's also 28, a flight attendant, and when she offers Mark a book to help pass the time, she has no clue it's about to become the spark for everything. The title? 8 Hours of Love. And Mark, of course, just scoffs at the very idea, pretty much saying he has no need for a book like that.
But here's the thing. Despite his cynicism, Mark is a little intrigued. So he and Nardine start talking about the book's main idea, and before they know it, their conversation explodes into this passionate debate about the very nature of love itself.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because it lays out their two completely opposite views. For Mark, love is a total liability. He thinks it makes you weak, it creates this constant fear that you're going to lose someone, and it just fills you with anxiety. But for Nardine, love is a source of strength. She sees it as something that gives you energy, a sense of security, even something that can protect you from depression. I mean, this isn't just their debate, right? It's that essential human calculation we all make. Is the reward of connection worth the risk of pain?
And this debate doesn't stay abstract for very long. As they start to challenge each other's ideas, they actually begin to lower their guards, and they start sharing the real, personal experiences that shaped these beliefs in the first place.
And as they keep talking, you can just feel their connection getting deeper. Mark reveals he's on his way to Egypt to honor his late father's final wish. Nardine shares a story about a past relationship that didn't end because of a lack of love, but because of life getting in the way. And then, in this really vulnerable moment, Mark, the hardened cynic, actually admits he's never found someone who truly moved him. And get this, as he's saying this, he starts sketching her, trying to capture the person who is suddenly making him question his entire worldview. But just as this incredible, vulnerable connection is starting to form, their entire world is just violently shaken. Their philosophical little chat about love, it's about to face the ultimate and most terrifying test.
I mean, think about it. It's one thing to debate the pros and cons of love from the safety of an airplane seat. It's a whole other thing when that safety completely disappears in an instant, and all you have left are the choices you make in your final moments.
And then it happens. An announcement from the cockpit just slices through the cabin. A catastrophic engine failure. The theoretical conversation is over. Reality has just kicked down the door.
The situation gets worse, fast, and then comes the final, chilling order from the pilots. The plane is going down. For everyone on board, the rest of their lives can now be counted in seconds. And right here, we get to the core of the story. You see, a crisis doesn't so much change people as it reveals who they really are. When you're facing certain death, everything that seems so important just moments before, the debate, the cynicism, the fear, it all just melts away, and it leaves only one undeniable truth. As total panic just erupts through the cabin, Mark's actions are swift and they are certain. He pulls Nardine out of her seat and into his. He wraps his arms around her, basically creating a world for just the two of them. In this moment of pure clarity, his only instinct is to protect the connection he literally just found. And in that instant, the cynic is just gone. Looking right at Nardine, he makes his final confession. He realizes that in just a few short hours, he has found the very thing he spent his entire life denying. This isn't a change of heart, it's an unveiling of it, and he will not let it go. Against all odds, Mark actually survives the impact. But when the rescue teams find him in the middle of all that wreckage, he's still holding Nardine. He refuses to be saved, refuses to leave her side. His 8-hour journey is complete, his conviction is now absolute and unbreakable.
Wow, this story crams a lifetime of emotional discovery into just a few fleeting hours, and it leaves us with this powerful question for our own lives. What this story seems to be saying is that the value of love isn't measured in years, but in a depth of connection so true it can crystallize in an instant. A kind of clarity that reminds us what truly matters when everything else is stripped away.